My name is Kathleen Glasgow and I am a tiny home owner.
Hi, my name is Lena Calloway and I'm a new tiny home owner.
I'm Caitlin Schraub. I am a tiny house owner and I live here with my husband and 2 kids.
So this is the Lake Dallas Tiny Home Village. We're the first village of our kind. It was built as a tiny home village from the start. It wasn't a mobile home village or an RV park or anything. We built it as a tiny home village. So we started the process in 2016, and it took a while to get through the City Hall processes and the issues that they were having. And we were able to open in late 2018. We have 13 lots. Everyone brings their own home. The homes have to meet certain standards. The city has specific requirements, and then we also have specific requirements. So we know we're going to get a really good home when somebody brings one in. So with the lot that they rent, they get water, sewer, trash, and then we have a use of the washateria. Residents only have to pay for electricity and internet. The affordability factor is huge with the tiny homes, especially in the last few years where even a 3-2 home is out of the reach of most people.
It really was the pandemic. I had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, 1,300 square feet, which is a small house compared to a lot of people, but my roommate, she was a bartender, and so she actually had to still go out, to work in a restaurant. I didn't leave my bedroom except to go to the bathroom, to make food in my kitchen, and I realized I don't need anything more than that much space.
It's very surreal watching your future home being pulled by a truck on the highway through downtown Dallas. It was exciting and nerve-wracking because as soon as we got behind the truck and as they were pulling it through Dallas, it really was ours. We knew it was ours. And we were worrying about bridges and, oh my gosh, watch out for that, that's our house. It was really fun, but very surreal. And as we were watching it backed into the lot here, we were grinning from ear to ear. We were excited, we were nervous. We knew we'd made the right decision, but just bizarre because I've never been in a home that was pulled by a truck and think about living there, and Marcelo hadn't either, and yet this was something that we both had wanted. So it was something that I highly recommend. I think you should give it a shot.
I think the fascination with tiny homes is that they're just so darn cute. Every one of them has its own look and its own personality. And most of our homes were custom built, and so they reflect the owners.
This is my tiny home, Belle. She is named after Beauty and the Beast. Belle is my favorite character. She is the Athena model with Decathlon Tiny Homes. Mine's a little bit longer than most Athena models. It's 28 feet by 8 foot wide. So it's about 240 square feet, which is pretty small for most people, but for me it's an absolutely perfect amount. And I even have a little bit more square feet just for storage. I do have a little dog. Her name is Becca. She is a Chihuahua Dachshund mix, or they call Cheweenies. And she's perfect for a tiny home because, well, she's small. But I do know people who have big dogs and multiple big dogs that live in tiny homes. It's really all about how you lay out your home.
Welcome to the inside of our tiny home. As you can see, this is one big room. By the way, I'm 6 feet tall. The ceiling is about 11 at the highest point, so you really don't feel like you're cramped in here. It feels pretty spacious. Let me show you our bathroom. I fit nicely here, being 6 feet tall. This is actually not a bad size bathroom. I frankly have been in hotels in Europe where I have much less than this to play with. Full size tub. I will have to duck to be able to take a shower here. Not the case for Lena, but it's a little bit of a compromise and I can live with that. Storage. So what do we do for storage? We have all sorts of storage everywhere. So under the stairs, you can see these are actually quite deep drawers. A lot of opportunity to store things. Under the fridge. This is an apartment-sized fridge, but the way they do is, if you notice, they actually have it raised on a platform, so it feels like it's a normal-sized fridge. You know, you would open the freezer at the same height that you would do on a full-size fridge in your home. Lots of storage up above, cabinets down below. The builders, they even add things like this, where you have extra storage, and you can use this to put papers, manuals, and things like that, or you know, something that you don't access all the time. Under the oven as well, we have an electric oven. We haven't used it yet. By the way, we're just moving in the process of moving in, really. But it's a decent sized oven. We will be able to make a pizza here for sure. A 2-burner electric stovetop. A little bit of a compromise. Currently we have 4, so we're going from 4 down to 2. But for the 2 of us, that's more than enough. They call this a low-profile microwave, and it's vented, and it vents to the outside. So when you're cooking here and you want to make sure that you don't stink up the whole place, you'd be sending the fumes outside. We have 1 AC unit. It's called a mini split. And it's very efficient. I believe we have a 12,000 BTU unit here, and it's enough to cool down this whole house. And again, 32 feet by 8.5, 11 high. And one of the reasons why this is such an efficient system and it takes care of the space is because the walls, the ceiling, and the trailer, the bed of the trailer, they're all insulated with foam insulation. So, and these are new windows. They're 2 years old, and they're high efficiency windows, so obviously we have a very efficient insulation in this place, therefore we don't need a whole lot of cooling. We're looking forward to our electrical bill here in Texas in the summer for sure. All right, let's go upstairs. We'll take a look at our sleeping loft. Up here we have a bed platform which fits a queen-size mattress. Storage space or closet space on both sides. Like downstairs, likewise downstairs, you know, always built with storage in mind. So for example, under this seat here, we also have additional storage here as well. There is no storage under the bed. However, the reason being is you saw the bathroom downstairs. The headroom that we have in the bathroom downstairs is because of this platform. One important thing, especially given Lena's size, is you know, cool little things that the builder puts on the house, like this little step. So Lena, if you can demonstrate. And voila. Now, you know, but before we lay down here, let me show you this too. I can pretty much fit even in this corner here. I have to duck a little bit. I'm also wearing my shoes, so it's adding maybe another inch or so. Let's see how we would fit in the bed. Again, we're still in the process of moving in, so we don't have our mattress yet. But as you can see, this is plenty of space for the 2 of us. Another cool thing that we love about the home, and most builders will do this, all of these lights are dimmable and they're on dimmers. So, you know, if you want to sit back here and read a book or something, we can just adjust the lights here. They're all in different circuits, so we can adjust these, and those can be higher or they can be off. We have a little TV over there where I'm sure we're gonna be watching, you know, some cool Netflix videos of movies from up here eventually.
We'll be watching The Tax Factor.
The Tax Factor, yes, we will. Also a little bit of storage back there in that sort of headboard with some shelving units. The fan that you see there in the corner, it's to facilitate and promote more of their airflow from that AC unit that I showed you downstairs. It's off right now because it's a little noisy, but when we have it running, it keeps this room up here pretty nice, good temperature. So like I said, very efficient, everything tiny, but you know, I'm big and I don't feel claustrophobic in here or anything like that.
Okay, well now that you've seen the kitchen, the bath, and this loft over here, I'd like to show you the rest of our tiny home. And I'll start by just pointing out one of the many cool features of tiny homes that builders are brilliant at coming up with, and that's utilizing every inch of space. So another little feature we have is that right here we have a cubby where we can slip our shoes off if we want to when we come in. We actually are pretty tidy people, so that's something we plan to do, is probably kick our shoes off when we're in here so we don't bring the outdoors in, since it's such a small space. So moving on into the rest of our tiny home, one of the really cool features that this house has that the previous owners designed and that the builders implemented were just built-in tabletops that pop up. So we can use these, or we can keep them down, but they just pop up and lock into place. So we can just have some wine here. The TV will be mounted here when we get all moved in, because we're not moved in yet. Or we could use it as a workspace, a desktop, that kind of thing. And they just pop right back down. Very easy. We do intend to add bar stools, maybe even another type of table that we can pull out when we have more people here, because we do hope to have a lot of guests and family here as we get settled in. This is a built-in seating area, again, that the previous owners designed, which we prefer and love as well, so we don't have to bring in any additional furniture. So in addition to the fact that the cushions are, we can remove them and launder them and things like that, there's all sorts of built-in storage underneath these cushions, so we can remove these and have places for larger things like bedding, blankets, things like that that would take up more space. And again, more storage, just so much storage. So I've already got some things in here, as you can see. More storage for shoes, games, whatever you might want in this area. This even lifts up, which again, another brilliant part by the builder and the homeowners to make sure there wasn't any wasted space. Unlike the other side where you can stand all the way up, this is a partial loft. There's a place for either two people to sleep up here, or they can push together and make a king bed. And again, more storage. Again, plenty of room to put whatever you might need. Up here with drawers, and we also like the fact that if we wanted to, we could actually stack these mattresses and create an opening over here, so you could actually put some beanbag chairs or things like that, or desks, small desks if you want to make a workspace out of it. And again, another TV is up here. So and from here you can look across and see the other loft over there and the kitchen and living area down below. So that's really the other part of our living space, and we feel like we have plenty of room here, so we're really excited to start getting moved in and see what it's going to be like.
This is our tiny home. We're very excited. We've been looking forward to this for some time now. As you can see, we're not quite moved in yet, but excited about the process of coming in here with our things and getting to spend some time here. We're really looking forward to that.
We're very picky about who our builders are, and one of those is Decathlon Tiny Homes.
I'm April Terry, and we build tiny homes. Decathlon Construction is an outdoor living company. We've been in business for about 20 years now, and we moved into building tiny homes about 3 years ago. And we're also still doing the outdoor living. We design small spaces, and with my husband's background in home building and construction, we were like, hey, why not go into building tiny homes? They're small spaces, and we really wanted to make a difference in people's lives. We wanted to set, tiny homes apart and make it real custom and just bold colors and just really fun designs that make sense to people in small spaces.
Hey, Jerry Terry, Decathlon Tiny Homes here, and you are in our warehouse for tiny house building. I'm the CEO. We are licensed to manufacture in the state of Texas. You've heard a little bit from April about the design aspect, so now we'd like to show you a little bit more of the construction aspect and how it's built. So what you're seeing here is the skeleton of a home, and we have the 2x4s are up, the floor is in, and one thing also to notice here is the trailer. So these trailers are built for tiny homes on wheels. So it's very important to have the axles and the tires to support the weight, because these homes are built for the road. They are meant for the road, and you want them to last the test of time, and you can't do that if you're not building on a trailer specifically designed for that. So why don't we step inside and look at a little bit of the construction aspects. So coming on in here, the first thing you'll probably notice is as you're looking around, it looks like a residentially framed home. So you have 16-inch on-frame center walls, you have double 2x6 headers, double 2x4 top plate, very solid flooring at 3/4 inch CDX decking. So you're looking at everything in here that looks very much like a home. So as you're living in it over time, if you need something done, everyone that comes in here, if there's a handyman or something, they're gonna know exactly what to do because they're used to seeing exactly what this is because it's framed exactly the same way. So coming through here, these are meant for the road. So this house is 8.5 feet maximum wide. So there's a number of things people call tiny homes. This is a tiny home on wheels, okay? So it's meant for the road. So we have to, do a number of things to make sure that it's going to hold up. One of the things we do is we have this 1/2 inch steel here, okay? This is called all-thread rod. I call it my friend rod because it keeps our house safe on the road. Okay, it goes right through the trailer, through the top plate, and we have 3 of these on each side of the house. Essentially turns the home into a roll cage, which is what you want when you're designed for the road. A number of other things here. We have some hurricane clips, which go top and bottom of the rafters, which are not on yet. And then any loft joists, we're gonna be using the metal joist hangers. So, it's meant for the road, and that's something that's very important, especially for something that is designed for that. Also, we have the number of codes that we need to pass. We pass all 3 because we want people to be able to take these anywhere. So we're here outside of a completed Poseidon model. So looking at the outside here, what we'll notice is just how solid everything is, okay? I mean, we have, rock solid siding. Everything is very tight. And as far as living in this house, when you're parking your property, if you're concerned about things like, wind or earthquakes or, rough weather, first of all, these are not really RVs. I mean, the title says it's an RV, but it's really a tiny house. This weighs 16,000 pounds. So it's very hard for this to go anywhere. Not to mention, we also have additional ability to tie things down. So depending on the area you're in, if you're additionally worried about extremely high winds, you just use a heavier tie down. You do a concrete pier in the ground and you tie it directly to that. Or you could use a lighter tie down if you're not really that concerned, or frankly, you don't really have to tie it down at all because it weighs 16,000 pounds. So this is our Poseidon model, and we really like our houses to look like residential homes. That was another really big part of our business, is we wanted to build tiny homes on wheels that looked and felt like a residential home, which you'll notice with the roof line, we're not seeing a shed roof here. We're seeing hips, we're seeing gables, we're seeing 2 different pitches of gables, and we wanted our house to feel that way, not only when you're inside, but when you're pulling up in your car, ready to go home, we want you to feel like you're going home.
Welcome to Belle. This is my tiny home. And we're gonna start in my bedroom, which I spend a lot of time here. This is where I hang my clothes in these hanging clothes area, and also where I store some of my childhood toys that I could never get rid of. And then my mini split, and of course my TV, because I love watching TV from bed. And then also my t-shirts and regular drawer of clothes. This is my living room area, and this couch, when my sister spends the night, she sleeps on this couch. And then this is my kitchen. This is the largest sink Decathlon Tiny Homes has put in a tiny home to date. And I really didn't care about the size, I just wanted 2 separate spaces. This is my oven. And it's perfect for a tiny house because it can fold away. It is an oven, air fryer. It also toasts, bakes. It does pretty much everything you need to. But if I need a second oven, actually this is a convection microwave oven. So I actually have 2 ovens in a tiny home. This is my pantry slash, place to put my brooms, I knew I was gonna get this ahead of time, so I made sure that they put an outlet right here. So this is constantly charging. And then one thing that people forget to put in a tiny home is a place to put their garbage and recycling. So my garbage and recycling is right in here. And my sister has a dog that always likes to get into the garbage. So all I have to do is close the door And one, keeps him out of it. Also, if it's really smelly, then keeps the smell, because smell in a tiny house really like carries throughout the entire house. This is my bathroom. It's the standard Decathlon Athena bathroom, this is actually a pretty big shower. I have plenty of room in there. I was even able to put a shelf in there just so that I could shave my legs. And then this is a huge countertop. I have way more storage for my bathroom than I think I actually need. Over here is a medicine cabinet, my fully stackable washer and dryer. I have a propane heater for my water. It saves on electricity. And my first tank, I have 2 of them. My first 50-gallon tank took me about 5 months to go through, which was perfect. And now I have a whole other 50-gallon tank to use. So yeah, that's my tiny home.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Schraub. I am a tiny house owner and I live here with my husband and 2 kids. And I want to show you how we make it work in 306 square feet. Let's go for a tour. We'll start with our kids' rooms. So up here is my daughter's room. She has a twin size bed and lots of shelving for toy storage. We have storage even below the bed as well. She's got plenty of floor space, closets, drawers for toys and clothes. She has a pop-up desk, which is pretty cool. So here, it just pops right up. And so when we have more homework, she's 6.5, she'll be able to do that up here too. And then let me show you my son's room. This is my son's room. He is 3.5. He also has a twin size bed. So the bedrooms are a little bit of a Tetris, but it works awesome because they both have lots of floor space. And then he has the same setup with closets and drawers. So we find space for everything. We have a full kitchen. A lot of tiny houses don't have ovens, or maybe they have smaller size appliances, but we have a little bit of a smaller size oven. It works great for us. We have a 2-burner stovetop and then an apartment size fridge. We cook a lot, so it really works for us. We also cook a lot outside on our grill. This is our bedroom. So we have a queen size bed. My husband has a computer and a desk. He fits his full-size desktop up here. He spends quite a bit of time in this spot, which is good for small space and needing a little bit of time to get away. We have a nice big closet. We hang a whole bunch of clothes, and then we also have drawers if you want to come around and see. We have drawers down at the bottom. We keep things like crafts and clothes and things that maybe need a home but don't have the typical spot for it. This is our living space, and so we're kind of in this space all the time, and I joke that it's our living room, kitchen, bedroom area. But our couch we got from Home Reserve, and they're an awesome company because you can kind of custom build your couch, and there's lots of storage underneath. So all of this, like these pop up, and we store tons of stuff in there. We have the very typical tiny house table. We got this secondhand, but I think it's IKEA, and both sides come up, so the other side does as well, and we can fit a ton of people here. It also has real deep drawers for things like tea and anything else you might need to store.
I think the fascination with tiny homes is a lot of things. One being, it's a tiny home on wheels. That alone is very unique and different. You don't see every single day. It's tiny and compact, but yet cute and livable, and has everything you need to live, like if you were living in an apartment or a house on foundation.
The most satisfying part of being the owner and part of this whole village is to be able to see the residents just living their lives, interacting with each other.
The community here is like nothing I've ever experienced.
We really want to be here because it feels like we are in the right place with the right people, and we really thought it would take some getting used to, but we're already feeling like this is where we want to be.
Lake Dallas Tiny Home Village is really a big community. When they talk about how the best way to raise children is with a village, I actually feel like, especially in our case,
there's so much space behind our house, and there's always someone to play with or someone to chat with or have coffee with, so we couldn't be happier with the community experience. I feel like it's the way community should be.